All right, well, it's time to talk about Stelios' favourite thing, which is, of course, ice. And unfortunately, though I wish I could show you footage of Arnold Schwarzenegger marching into Portland single-handedly and dealing with all of the miscreants, that's not what we're getting. What we're getting instead is, of course, the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Division of the federal government of the United States. Because Portland has really been taking a beating recently. And by recently, of course, I mean decades. And so it's just been this thing and one of the things I'd just like to say about Portland as well is that I feel like it discredits some of the arguments made by accelerationists, right? That actually, when things reach a certain level of just crap, people will rise up and they'll say that it's enough.
Not necessarily. Yeah.
Right. Like, Portland is a great example.
I mean, things can just get bad and then stay bad and then get worse and then just keep getting worse and stay worse. I always say, as long as there are bread and circuses, you are not going to get some kind of peasants' revolt. If people are distracted by Uber Eats, Deliveroo, Netflix, Disney Plus, they'll be sound as a pound.
Right.
As long as it's not on their
Strippers.
Didn't see that coming.
Distractions. Yeah. No, I mean, we're creatures of habit. Sometimes people can become accustomed to just a morally corrupt state.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the constant argument
out of context, please clip that.
The argument that if we reach a bad state, people will rise up isn't just necessary.
No, it's not.
Could be, but doesn't have to be.
Yeah, it's not an iron law. So if we just look here at the state of this strip club down in Portland, you can see it's not exactly a high-end luxury boutique, right? They are never going to clean this up on their own, right? One thing, a bit like with Birmingham, right? Over here, when things get particularly bad, you have to have your cities full of people who actually care.
I mean, that is disgusting.
It is.
I mean,
that's really gross.
The only way to clean this is bombard it.
And you can see that it's not as if Portland has the greatest scholars going, right? These aren't the great thinkers of our age who are willing to tackle the great problems and questions of our time.
Is this not a Schopenhauer quote?
Was it really?
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, he
Perhaps
wasn't.
Niche speaks of this.
Have you read it?
No.
No, me neither.
Of course not.
But of course, as well, beyond that, to move to the actual people and not just the graffiti and dereliction.
It's the result of the people, so
right.
I can only imagine what the people are like.
So we have a defaced American flag.
That was a Mexican flag as well.
And then just lots of other flags, proud, patriotic American people there. Just look at them all. And so at this point, you might be thinking, well, how bad can it get before the government steps in and actually does something about this? Because, as we all know, the Trump administration has a long track record of talking a good game, saying that it will do things, pointing out, and actually, the thing is as well, the administration does a really good job of explaining the problems and how they've come about. They just never do anything to actually fix them. The number of deportations is just...
It's a rug pull every time.
Every time.
H-1B visas, we're going to charge them $100,000 every year to renew them. Then you look at the document, it's just the one payment of $100,000 actually.
Yep.
Oh, okay, so that was just a lie.
And because these protests have been going on against ICE, because obviously ICE are in the city, because there's many, many illegals to clear out, and obviously Portland is the citadel of Antifa, who are, of course, now a terrorist organization in America. And so there seems to be a battle of wills, but the problem is, as well, it's not really just ICE versus Antifa. It's the fact that the entire strength of the city of Portland, from the mayor down to the police, are also rebelling against this because they obviously declared back in 2017 Portland's status as a sanctuary city.
So they're reacting against ICE.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, the thing about this is, again, I hate to bring it straight back to wrestling terms.
Oh, no, please.
Okay, but the dynamic here is that the government makes big promises and doesn't follow through on the promises. But to actually see that they're not following through, you need to look through the statistics, which in some cases they've just stopped publishing altogether. The numbers aren't as high as they should be. They're not as high as should be promised. If you just go by the public statements, then you would think that Trump was doing an amazing job cleaning everything up and that they had taken out of all Antifa following Charlie Kirk's assassination. Most people just go by the headlines, though. So they see the headline say, Trump is doing this. But what really makes it real to them is the counter reaction. The fact that you have these protests going out, which are also hugely amplified. They go, well, Trump says he's doing something, and the left is acting like he's doing something, so they must be solving all of our problems. I got what I voted for award. And then you look into it and you go, fell for it again award.
Right. And well, I'll actually come to that a little later on, to no surprise. But yeah, just to say as regards to... So the City Council declared in 2017, as I say, the status as a sanctuary city, and that basically means that city employees will not enforce federal immigration law. It also means that Portland police officers will not cooperate with ICE agents, except as expressly required by federal law. City dollars cannot be spent to enforce federal immigration law, and city equipment cannot be used to enforce it either. So a total rebellion just from the city. And of course, this stretches far further than Portland. This is happening in many, many cities across America.
Isn't the point of federal law that it's the supreme law, essentially? That's the Constitution, but isn't the federal law supposed to be higher than state law? I
thought that too, but perhaps the lesson here is that actually law is only as strong and meaningful as the will to enforce it.
That's always true. And that's a problem with having activist judges and activists in all sorts of institutions who don't care about the common good, but care about just their temporary alliances. Because Oregon isn't that far from California. We saw a few months ago lots of people in California rioting, burning American flags and waving Mexican flags and flags of other countries. So you know what's going on. Everyone knows what's going on. Right? Yeah, it's borderline sedition, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is sedition. Yeah, because they're setting themselves up as something by basically making a sanctuary for all of the illegals. Yeah,
but sanctuary, I mean, that's the issue. Of course, yeah, we know we're in agreement on this issue because they do declare sanctuary, but sanctuary can never be sanctuary from the law.
Yeah, well, that's what it is, though, isn't it? It's a sanctuary from the United States
in
itself.
Action, yeah, in practice.
You're something separate from it. And sorry, that's not really relevant, actually. And so we have it. We have Trump tweeting out, at the request of Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, I'm directing Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, to provide all necessary troops to protect war-ravaged Portland and any of our ICE facilities under siege from attack by Antifa and other domestic terrorists. I'm also authorizing full force, if necessary. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
I have the impression that this is something that it's the chief Democrat politicians who want this, because what they want is Trump to constantly send in the National Guard and them having then an argument to say, well, look, it's next night is going to be the night of the long swords.
It's fascism.
Yeah, it's fascism. It's Nazism. It's the putsch. It's coming. That's why they're doing it.
If you hear the crunch of a boot just walking down the street, enforcing the law, that is fascism.
Goose stepping towards you,
yeah.
Big words.
Well, exactly. But I'll just cut this off now. Actually, the National Guard haven't arrived yet. They seem to still be organising, getting ready. So we'll see what comes then. But for now, the point is that ICE are present in the city.
I think he needs to stop. He needs to stop the grandstanding, and he needs to stop the the foreshadowing and the signaling. Right. Just do it.
Yeah, just send them in.
Just do it, and as it is being done, then say, "This is what we're doing. right now.
Right.
Because otherwise, it's just getting people excited. It's getting people on board for the next big storyline. Last time it was Donald Trump and the left, Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans uniting around Charlie Kirk in time for his memorial, and now we've banned Antifa, and now it's Donald Trump versus Portland. But ultimately, like, it doesn't do anything.
No, yes, so go on, Stelios.
Sorry, I wanted to say that I think on this, Trump is thinking about the optics. I mean, and I would think of the same. And it seems to me that he's just building anticipation.
But by building anticipation, I have to agree with your point, Harry, that he's just telegraphing what he's going to do. And in doing so, you have here Portland, and this is from portland.gov.
This is from June.
Oh, right, sorry, but that was my mistake. But it still speaks to the solidarity of the city, and this is
I doubt anything's changed.
They are doing, right? It is in lockdown.
It's not a bad thing if he says we're going to do it, because he says we're going to get you. You're not going to get away with it.
Eventually,
it's good for people who live in a state where they have constantly Antifa and all these people causing trouble. They do want to hear a leader saying I will solve the issue, as opposed to listening to Joe Biden saying no, you shouldn't you shouldn't do hate speech.
I mean, that's one thing, but eventually it starts to come across like a guy you walk on who like you walk past on the other side of the street every day, who every single time he like shakes his fist at you. I'm gonna get you.
Thank you for your attention to this matter.
One of these days, I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
But really, you start after the fourth or fifth time, you think he's not gonna do anything. This is all just talk.
And so you have this here that I just wanted to play as well from Chief Day of Portland.
Is there a myth or a misconception since this news broke that you're like, oh, I just wish people understood this?
The fact of the matter is, and it's been highlighted so many times so well, but I just want to emphasize, this is one city block. City of Portland is about 145 square miles. This is one city block. And even the events that are happening down there do not rise to the level of attention that they are receiving. We are seeing this true for our society in whole. I'm not going to try and editorialize too much, but these 30-second, 20-second, 15-second clips that are brought in from months ago or maybe even years ago. We've seen Portland portrayed through the events of the lens of 20 and 21. And what's actually happening in the response that we're seeing both from Portlanders and from the Portland Police Bureau is not in line with that national narrative. And it is frustrating, but we're going to continue to stay the course. I said this on Saturday. The actions of the federal government and others doesn't change the resolve that the Portland Police Bureau has to continue to provide the highest level of safety and security and service to Portlanders.
One of the things that I find interesting about that is that he's responding to exactly what you were saying, Harry, about the sense of hyper-reality. That actually, in seeing these 15-second clips, all of a sudden everything, as he said, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not, if they can't get one block, when he's like, oh, it's just one block. Yeah, but look at the state of that block, right? And if what first block is bad, what are the other blocks like that aren't being focused on so much? And so you have this thing where, ever since June, really, there's been this constant clash of wills between ICE and the Antifa members who have been... I deleted a few clips before going on because the language was very vulgar. But just feral activists.
What were they saying?
Oh, I'll tell you later. Some feral activists. And every now and then, some of them will get arrested. But ultimately, it's not really about the scale, as he's appealing to there. That as so much it is, this has been going on for months. Right? This has been going on for months and months and months. And Antifa and all of the people who are protecting the illegals and just the wrong-uns in Portland are just all coming together. And so you have this situation where obviously Andy No has been reporting on it with Katie Daviscourt, and you had they were filming yesterday evening, and one of the goons assaulted Katie with one of the flagpoles. And then you can see here, as Andy points out, so then once they have assaulted someone, they all come together, and now they're escorting these people to safe houses, to Antifa safe houses. And the National Guard, when they do arrive, need to go through these places, right? If they're a terrorist organization, there shouldn't be, by the time the National Guard leave, there shouldn't be a single Antifa member left in Portland.
If a crime has been committed, then there should be some kind of police response. It's as simple as that.
And but in this case now, the crime is being a part of Antifa. Just being Antifa is a criminal offence. So, all right, let's see how far things go when the National Guard finally turn up. But the point is, I have a sneaking suspicion that this is all going to be quite underwhelming. Again.
And I don't want to come across like I'm being too dour or, God forbid, being smug and trying to rub it in people's faces.
No, I want...
When nothing happens, I want this administration to prove me wrong. I want to see good, strong governance done in the interests and the will of the patriotic people of America. What I see is an administration that likes to lead people by the nose and say that they're going to do something huge without any follow-through. If it does turn out that all of this is some kind of big telegraphed preemptive thing that will lead to huge strikes against these groups in a few months or even next year, great. But from where we're sitting across the pond, it just looks like a lot of bluster.
I don't think so. I think Trump wants to solve this issue with Antifa, and the issue with him is that as a businessman and as a negotiator, he knows that his words count, and if he has escalated against Antifa by declaring it a terrorist organization, and he doesn't follow on it, that's going to be a complete underwhelming. It's going to be completely underwhelming. It's going to destroy his image. It's like with Operation Midnight Hammer. He was saying, don't do this, there's a red line. He did it in order to guard his word. I personally think that he may have underestimated how easy it is to, and how difficult it is to tackle the issue, and what are the other long-term consequences. I think personally, that's a complete guess, but I'd say most probably he made a quick statement, and lots of people are trying to tell him right now what are the mid to long-term consequences and implications of actions he's considering, and maybe there's a brainstorming about what's the best course of action. Yeah, I mean, I like you, I do hope that he does something about it.
Yeah, absolutely. However, obviously, I totally agree with you, Harry. I don't want to sound smug or, you're not getting... No, I want you to get what you're voting for. And if there is one thing that I absolutely do have to commend, it's that what is being done by the actual ICE agents is good. Like, the actual agents themselves seem to be doing a really good job within the means of what they're capable of. And we've just got some footage of them going about making arrests, looking the business.
Who are they arresting?
They're just arresting random agitators who have obviously committed assaults. There's one here as well.
No, I'm not doing it. You ripped it out of my hands. You ripped my hands out.
And also, it's a very dangerous job. A few days ago, what was it, a week ago? There was the anti-ICE shooter who was shooting at ICE agents. Yeah.
This particular clip, I just thought this went hard with the music.
We can turn music off for a copyright.
I was going to say, yeah. Oh. Who's playing Guns N' Roses in the background of this?
It's it was just great. It just it all came together. Great ensemble of cinema, I have to say. But as I point out as well, it's not just Portland that needs this treatment, is it? It's also Chicago, it's also New Orleans, it's also Seattle, it's many, many other cities as well. So as the National Guard are deployed, and sent through these various places, I'll come back to you and update you with how it all seems to be going.
Well, we do at least have some ICE agents on the streets in Portland arresting people right now.
Yes.
Okay.
People are getting arrested.
Okay, need to pump those numbers up.
Yeah.
But that's a start.
It is a start, but what they have to do is to keep them arrested, because many times the police arrests them and politicians call and say, right, let them out. Let them walk away.
Well, what's more as well, just right up to the tip of the spear in Portland, right? It's got to be like these people are being protected by the mayor, by everyone, by the justice system in Portland, by all of the institutions.
I mean, there was this thing that I don't know, like Abraham Lincoln did when he had even Supreme Court justices telling him that he couldn't do certain things, and obviously it was unconstitutional, and it was a lot of people have problems with it. But there is precedent to American presidents just going, well, I'll just throw you in prison then. I'm not saying that that's exactly what needs to happen, but there is precedent when there are members of the judiciary getting in the way of a president during what's considered a national crisis. Just going, all right, get in jail.
Also, don't be surprised at all if some members of Antifa come from very rich backgrounds and well-connected ones.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no, not at all. Anyway, so there we are. Good luck, Patriots.
If you would like to watch the full uncut version that is also uncensored, head on over to lotuseaters.com to find out more.